here with Abby, who just came in for training 2 days ago with her littermate Charlie. They live together. So they're here for some obedience as well as to work on, I believe when people come to the door and like ring the doorbell, they both get really fired up and they've redirected on each other a few times. So we're here to work on those situations as well, which getting a really strong foundation of obedience is going to help them both with. So again, they just came in 2 days ago, so been taking it slow. We've been introducing them to the prong collar. So I do have her fitted with a small prong, and we've been working on some basics, some sit, down, and we just started today with the place command. So I'm going to show you kind of how we go through introducing a dog to the place command for the first time. Abby, okay. So the first thing that we're going to do before we even start using any verbal commands is we're going to get the desired behavior first. So first we're going to work on getting her on and off the bed to make sure that she's comfortable with it. Sometimes with these cots and even with normal dog beds, sometimes the dogs kind of freak out a little bit and don't want to go on them. So before we start using any sort of commands, we want to make sure that the dog is able to get on and off smoothly. If they do have issues getting on these cots, what we'll do sometimes is start with it flipped over. It's a lot easier for them. It freaks them out less to just walk on it if it's flat opposed to when it's raised. So if we have a dog that kind of freaks out with the cot, we'll start with it upside down, get them comfortable moving on and off, and then we'll flip it back over. Okay, come on, Abby. So she's been doing good with it. We've already introduced her some, so I'm just going to show you the steps that we've gone through so far. So the first things that we're going to do before giving it any sort of verbal command is just getting the desired behavior. So I have her on leash, and I'm just going to guide her onto the bed. Good girl. Praise her once she's all the way on, because that's what we want. You can use treats. She's not really a big treat fan, at least not right now. So one other thing that we'll probably start doing with her, we'll have to see, is using their meals. She's on a combination of kibble and wet food, so that makes it a little bit more complicated to work with their meals. But another thing you could try is like working right before dinner, using treats, see if that you have an increased appetite, opposed to like right now she ate dinner a couple hours ago, so she could be full. But if you work before dinner, they'll have a little bit more of an appetite, and then you can just cut back their meals. So however many treats, cut some of their meals out, so that way they're not getting too much food, because we also don't want them to get overweight from too many treats. But if we have a dog like Abby who's not a big fan of treats, that's okay. We're just going to use a lot of praise, really happy voice tones. We'll throw in some physical praise here and there as well. Abby, okay. So again, right now we're just working on getting that behavior, getting her on the bed. And she's already, again, been introduced to the release command, okay. So she's already getting the hang of staying on the bed until you're released. When you're first starting off, that's not a huge priority, but it's going to be something we're going to quickly work towards. Abby, come on. So we're just going to guide her on. Good girl. Good girl, Abby. Okay, come on. Good girl. Good job. So do a few reps once you're seeing that your dog's understanding and they're okay with getting on and off the bed. That's great. We'll be able to move on to the next step. Good girl. So now we're going to start adding in that command. So what we're going to do the same sort of thing where we're guiding her onto the bed, but immediately before we do it, we're going to give the verbal command. So you're going to give your verbal command, and then you're going to follow through. Don't do them at exactly the same time. Do the command slightly ahead of time so that she starts to relate. Hey, every time I hear bed, I'm guided on. And then she starts to understand that that word has a meaning, because right now it has no meaning to her. Abby, okay, come on, good girl. So again, we'll line her up, and we like to kind of pause right before, so that way she gets the distinction between us moving around and her going on the bed. They're two separate things. And so then we'll go, Abby, bed, and guide her on. Good girl. Good girl. And again, praise immediately once she's all the way on the bed. Good girl, Abby. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. And she's still learning her release word right now, so if she's not coming right when I say okay, I apply just a little bit of leash pressure so that she understands she can move off the bed. Abby, bed. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I'm kind of just taking a breath between explaining to you what I'm doing and giving her the command so it all doesn't kind of run together. We want her to be able to pick out that command that we're giving her. Abby, okay. Good girl. Good girl. Line her up. Abby, bed. Good girl. You're starting to get the hang of it. Your dog at first, you'll notice I'm kind of stopping and guiding her on. Your dog at first might need you to walk all the way alongside the bed with them. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. Okay, come on, Abby. Good girl. So at first, you'll probably need to walk alongside the bed. So when you line up and stop, give your command, Abby, bed, and walk all the way next one. And then this way too, if they try and overshoot it and keep going, you can kind of put a little leash pressure to stop them before they hit the end or to get them back on if they pass it. Okay. And then you can give your release word and keep walking. And then again, so I'll show you that one more time. Abby, come on. Pause before, give your command, Abby, bed, walk alongside her. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, good girl, Abby. So then once you're doing that, once they start to get the hang of it, you can start lessening how much help you give her. So right now, guiding her with the leash, walking alongside her are all things that are helping her understand what we want. So you'll want to do a lot of repetitions of all of those. Don't just do two. But just to show you kind of the next steps, then you'll start to give her less and less help. So you'll still line up right before. Come back. Good girl. Wait. Good. Give her your command. Abby, bed. And then that time I took a step. Good girl. And I guided her, but I stayed back here. Because eventually what we want is for us to be, way over here with her and say bed, and she moves away from us onto her place. So we don't want her to be dependent on us, always having us walk with her. But at first they're going to need it. That's how we teach them. That's how they understand. Okay. Good girl. And eventually as well, you can move your bed to different areas. You can work on her going on and off from different angles. So we can work this way. Abby, bed. Good girl. Good girl, Abby. Good girl. And at first, I don't care if she's sitting on the bed or laying down, what position she's in. We just want her on it. And if you have a dog that is a little bit more high energy and doesn't stay right away, this is where you'll want to do small durations at first. Get them on, hold it for a second, get them off. Get them on, hold for a second, off, and then build up your time. She's naturally a calmer dog, so she's just staying on the bed on her own, but not every dog's like this. A lot of dogs, especially young dogs, are going to have more energy and not want to stay. So then what you'll want to work on is if they do get up, using the leash to correct it and guide them back onto the bed. Abby, okay. Good girl. Good girl. So she's here for a 3-week board and train. Eventually we'll be introducing her to the e-collar and teaching her the place command off leash as well. This is just kind of the first step, and again, she got here 2 days ago, so she's making really good progress so far. And we'll keep you posted with some more video updates in the future. Thank you. Bed. Good girl. Good girl, Abby.